That's annoying.
Okay, there we go. It looks like we're back. So I'll wait for Jeremy to come back. How much did you hear of what I said?
Something about them moving around inside their pens. Or
Okay,
sound
yeah.
like you're
So
guessing.
when they found them, they weren't really particularly spooked, but it seemed like they had been moving around in their stalls, like buckets were kicked over and stuff.
Okay.
So whatever it was, it probably disturbed them or frightened them.
Okay, I asked, were they held together in a pen when the attacks occurred?
He says, no, these ones are pretty important to me. I tend to keep them inside of each in their individual stall unless I'm trying to mate them.
Are did, are are they able to see each other?
You look you look inside the stall. They're kind of
Oh,
high-walled stalls, but they could technically see each other, like, if they look to the side.
okay. Are we there with them?
You're in there's an inside of the stable, which has the stalls, and that's where the rams are kept, and then the outside has, like, some smaller stalls and kind of a pen for the horses.
I say, I have an idea of how we might find out um, what attacked. I'm going to cast a spell. Don't be alarmed.
He says he shoos you on.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Um, and ask the closest one. I say, who has been coming and attacking the other Tuskrams, or
Okay.
what has been coming?
Ask questions of and receive questions from animals, but the spell doesn't make them any more friendly than normal. Wary or cunning animals. I guess you do a diplomacy check with your wild empathy.
Wouldn't Speak with Animals turn it into diplomacy?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
You
with the
always
wild
use diplomacy
empathy.
with wild empathy, I thought.
Wild empathy
Oh,
gives me an animal bonus.
I gotta get Neil back in the call. Hold on.
Oh.
Hmm. Okay, so what were you saying? Sorry.
So I use wild empathy doesn't add to my um, anything. It's like a separate roll for improving
Should.
that works just like diplomacy but on animals. I feel like if you can speak to them, then it might just be diplomacy or something.
Well, I
See,
think
wild
wild
empathy.
empathy allows you to
It's
get
a
a bonus to it,
D20
doesn't it?
and your
Well,
druid level and your
This
charisma
ability
modifier.
functions like a diplomacy check made to improve the attitude of a person. The druid rolls a d20 and adds his or her druid level and her charisma modifier to determine the wild empathy check. Oh, so it doesn't even it doesn't actually confer a bonus. So you can either do wild empathy or do diplomacy, I guess.
actually, it would be the same roll, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay. So you have the same amount for both.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sweet.
Hmm.
Oh, nice. 35.
Neil's having a lot of trouble getting into this. Can one of you guys try calling him in?
Sure.
Okay.
Add people to this call. What the hell? Is he not on my friends list? Guess he's not. Add to contacts.
Hmm.
I added him to my friends list. Once he accepts, I'll be able to add him to the call.
Hello?
Yeah, something. It's weird.
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna remake the call.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Hello? What the fuck is happening?
There you go. Well, somehow you rebooted the old call and Neil was in that one. So
I don't know how.
yeah, I don't know either.
And Neil or fucking Jeremy's apparently having trouble or some shit.
No, they're in the other one or something. I don't know, it's weird. That was weird.
I don't know why they went into the other one. They said I was gonna remake the call.
Yeah, but then I got a call and I answered it and it was the other one.
Hmm.
And then I got a second call again and it was this one.
Yo. Okay, Neil's in the call, but he says he's busy.
He's in another call for some reason.
Okay, one of you guys try to add him. Tell him to get out of that call, and one of you guys add him.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and add him.
John, are you adding him?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Goddamn Skype. Bullshit.
Being an asshole. Oh, and I want to ride these tauntauns.
I was like looking for cold weather things that would be good for running over rocky terrain, and I guess like mountain goats are pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Did you add him?
Yeah, I did. But he hasn't joined the call. Like, I don't.
Hmm. I'm gonna tell him to try restarting his Skype.
Okay.
I'm freaking starving.
Okay. So, did you do your diplomacy yet, Jeremy?
Yeah, 35.
Okay. All right. So, Neil, you there?
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Fuck Christ.
So, what was the last thing that you heard, Neil?
Man, I don't even remember. I think I was talking and then nobody was responding to me and I just don't remember what I was even asking.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think the last thing that I heard was John negotiating about price to the
okay.
man about his goats.
So, Jozan basically asked if the animals were able to see each other, and they pretty much can. He also asked if the animals were disturbed at all. He said, Garthram said that they weren't really agitated when he came back, but he noticed that things were like kicked over in their stalls. It looked like they had been moving around, so they probably saw something. Jozan was saying that he was going to cast some magic to maybe find out more about it, unless you had some sort of other idea.
Well, I mean, I'll let Jozan do what he's going to do first.
Okay. All right. So Jozan casts his magic, and let's see, what would he say back to you? So what was your question again?
I said, have you seen what has been attacking the other Tusk Rams?
Okay. He says,
This is the most fun spot.
he says, Dogman.
Did he attack with claws, teeth?
Says, what would he say? He says, claws, teeth, man claws.
I just realized. Okay, go ahead.
I point to one of my.
You get the feeling. You get the feeling. Man claw means sword.
Okay. Wait, did he say teeth also?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a
How big
claws.
is it?
If I didn't have comic books or not.
Man.
Yeah, so that's so bad to say.
Did you see where it went?
Outside.
Can you close that door? Please. Please.
He
It's just
has
funny
he
'cause
has a limited intelligence, and he's
I know.
in this stable, so he can only give you so much.
to our characters right now, Jeremy's like, he waves his arm around and casts some hookah and then he walks over to the thing and he's like, "Bah, bah," and it's just
No,
like,
he could just be
"Bah."
talking normally.
Yeah, I'm talking normally, and it's probably just looking at me.
Oh, I thought that when you speak with the animals, only the animals.
Just says you can ask questions and receive answers from animals.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like,
That's not as funny to picture.
I mean, you can picture it however you want, but
I thought that other people couldn't tell what you were saying when you were talking to them or something because you were talking their language.
nope.
I didn't know that it was like interesting.
I say, never mind. We will track this creature down.
Says dangerous. Or are you talking to the ram still?
Yeah.
Okay. This is dangerous. Says much danger, such scare. Very claw.
So wow.
Okay. I had turned back to the group and say, there's some kind of dog man attacking these creatures. Do I get the idea that maybe it's a werewolf?
You could roll a knowledge.
All I know is that if we're going to go be killing bandits for this guy, then we shouldn't be having to pay for horses. That's ridiculous. Or pay for these things.
He says I can give you a discount for it, but I'm sorry, I've just lost too much of my stock. I need to make as much money as I can off of the ones that I have left. He says to you, Waz, he says, maybe you can work something out with the guards. I'm sure they've heard of things being attacked outside of the town. Maybe they can give you some money in order to investigate it.
So a discount
Good
from
idea.
him plus a reward from the guards.
Likely, this man is likely not the only to be harassed by this creature.
He says, I can't be sure if there are more people. I spend most of my time out here carrying the horses and the rams.
I turn back to the ram and ask, is it just one?
He says, don't know. Can't see.
Smell the same?
Says, smell like blood.
Okay. Well,
They all have limited vision. Again, they're in a stall.
Tiger feels
I will turn back and say, or wait, no, what knowledge check?
I think local, which is kind of weird, but sure. Let me make sure also. Knowledge.
Or
Yeah, I think it is just local. That is kind of weird that it would be local though. But oh, okay. Kinda. I would have thought that it would have been something like a little bit different. But all right. With a 20, you have heard of creatures that can assume the shapes of animals before. You know that sometimes they can take the forms of like men wolf. You are aware that these creatures tend to have very, very acute senses about them. They tend to strike, depending on if they were born that way or if they contracted an affliction known as lycanthropy. You know that their ability to control this form can be limited depending on the nature of these things.
So it wouldn't be happening weekly.
You don't know for sure.
Oh.
It would depend on if they had control of their ability to transform or not.
Well, that's what I mean. I guess. Yeah. Okay.
But that is the only information that you are able to garner from it.
Let us set some bait and have the animals come to it, and we can identify them.
We have no idea how long it would take for this bait to be taken. Perhaps
Well,
we should
if
find.
are we going to stay here overnight?
Yes.
Casper says, well, they've
Well,
already paid
Then
for
we might
their...
as well just set up bait for the evening and just go to bed, or keep watch. And if we don't see anything in the night, then we do something else.
He says, I welcome you to stay the night here if you wish, but I'm afraid my ability to be hospitable to you is rather limited. But if you'd like to lay down in the stable, that's your prerogative.
These this guy is or these creatures are like locked up in something.
The rams?
Yeah.
Yes.
Will, I'm going to drop my ring. I'm gonna tell my familiar to scout the area while we're talking to this man.
Okay.
See if there's any maybe tunnels or anything around the area.
All right, let me
where
do
they could be coming in.
a quick check. Okay. All right, you go ahead and tell him to go ahead and check out the area, and he starts wiggling around. What else was going to be said?
What? How guarded are these creatures? Can we like?
He says, well, I have a small cottage outside
No,
of the
I wasn't
stables.
asking him.
Oh.
I'm like scoping out the joint.
It looks like the...
Joint.
It seems like the door, it has a pretty typical bar lock mechanism. Like you kind of just slide it into place. The animal cages themselves kind of have latches as well. But they aren't particularly locked up. Like they don't require a key. You just kind of have to manipulate a couple of levers to be able to release them. Looking inside at the animals, it seems like they aren't really restrained in any way. But you get the feeling that they're docile enough that they wouldn't attack people for no reason, type of thing.
So
There appears to be a couple of doors which lead to the outside, to the outer pen area. And what you saw in the outer pens, it looked like they had a pretty similar configuration. Although those ones look like they maybe had locks on them to stop thieves from just grabbing horses at night.
Are they covered, or could someone like jump over the fence?
For what?
The outer pen.
The outer pen somebody could jump into, but the actual the actual stalls that hold the horses, you think that somebody could go in through the top, but they couldn't like jump out of them.
Okay.
It's kind of like think like a toilet booth type of thing, like a toilet stall.
Yeah.
Like there's, a little bit of space below and a little bit of space up top.
Okay. Huh. So I mean, if it was some creature, it could like climb in.
You feel from you that you would have a little bit of trouble getting in, but like you don't feel like it would be any barrier to you getting into this thing.
Okay.
Like, you'd have to actually do a climb check, but it wouldn't be too hard.
I'm assuming I didn't notice the ring thing.
No.
What are you
He's kind of
pointing
like
to?
behind you guys.
What?
No, he's asking like how easy would it be to get into one of the stalls? Like if you were trying to climb over the barricade type of thing.
Like the horse stalls?
Yeah. You'd basically like pull yourself up like on a wall. And you could just like kick a leg over and get in.
So I haven't disclosed any of this information yet, just so you know.
Okay.
You know, though.
Okay. Well, let's go look around the town.
If I was a baby,
Something tells me we need to check this out.
Casper says, well, I mean, if you guys are headed towards Desov, this seems like the best way to go. Unless you're willing to spend a lot of time in the Cairns lands, and that didn't sound like a very nice place.
That's what I'm
I
trying to.
agree.
He says, well, where's the first stop?
So
The-
wait, you went to set a trap? How did you? What kind of bait did you have planned, Oz? I'm assuming I've gotten your name over our 3-week travel.
Yeah.
You're asking me what kind of bait that I have?
Well, yeah, you said we could set up bait. Like, what did you have in mind?
I don't know. What if we
Let's
what if we
leave.
use
Okay,
one of our
first,
horses?
let's leave this place. This dude's place.
We don't. Do we have our horses with us right now?
No, you had to sell your horses because they can't be taken on the Steel Snout. The
Okay,
Steel
well,
Snout was like packed with cargo and it doesn't have a stable on board. So,
Well,
if you didn't do that, then add half of the money back from your horse on your character.
we could pool our money and see if we can buy a horse for the evening, or buy one of these goats for the evening, and then bait it and return it in the morning if we don't need it.
He says if you want to get a horse, although I'm kind of short on horses, I can give you those at a normal price.
Okay, well then I'd definitely be willing to do that.
I
I'll give
say-
you.
He says just beware, they won't be able to last in the Cairn lands, and if you head further north, they'll have a lot of trouble traversing the mountains.
Well, we're just using this for bait.
He says, however you decide to deal with this issue is completely up to you, and I applaud any efforts that you may have.
I say,
And then I'll.
wait, I
I'll
may
say-
have another idea. Let's head back to the inn though. I think we should draw out the plan.
He said,
just here.
Casper kind of shrugs. There's
You gotta walk all
one
the way
place.
back to the inn?
I'm not really sure that the bait. I mean, we can't be certain that it would be taken tonight, and I may have an idea that. I'm trying to like. Okay, can I use innuendo or something, like to try to hint that I want to not discuss this in front of this dude?
Oh, sure. Roll a bluff.
I don't think that's good enough.
Yeah, I think a 10 is enough, but I'm going to make sure. It's either a 10 or a 15. Okay.
Secret sign.
He just Jeremy just the shopkeep goes, what are you trying to hide here? Like, I mean, he says there can't be anything overly wrong with whatever you're planning.
Yes, and I fear not this shopkeep. What could he do?
15. They're actually really
He kind of like laughs, but he lets it go.
I mean, what's the shopkeep gonna do? He's just gonna
Say,
tell
my
somebody in
methods
town?
are not something I wish to disclose to just everyone.
Then should we
Yeah,
step
That's
outside?
catching bandits.
They are
Wanna
secret
step, like,
techniques that require secrecy.
Passed down from generation to generation. This technique is
He
being
says,
passed down.
the key or the shopkeep goes, now you're having me kind of concerned. Should I really be? He says, should I really be trusting of you to handle this, outsiders?
I say, just don't be alarmed.
He says, I want this
Actually,
resolved
Wait,
as
no,
quickly
one
as
second.
possible.
What's the I want to think of an animal that is
Oh shit! Why didn't I think of this before?
I don't want to turn into a wolf, but I want something with scent.
Just bait yourself. Why don't you go study one of them donkeys and turn
Things
into
that yeah, and turn into one of those.
Actually,
Neo Nugs turn into
are
one of
there
those
any
rams.
humanoids with scent? Can I roll a knowledge for that?
I honestly, offhand, I don't know if there are. So I would have to know what the humanoid is that you're gonna try to turn into.
Actually, no, I don't. I think it's based on alter self, and that doesn't give scent, so that doesn't. Or no, yes, it does. Okay, well,
Let's see, scent. Universal monster rule. I wish I was a way to look up all animals that had it. Or,
yeah.
I'm waiting, says Garthram.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to find.
something to turn into.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, Jeremy, and same thing for you, Neil, since you're a conjurer. If you guys are gonna do this stuff, you have to know beforehand what you're gonna try to do, because I'm not gonna let you guys sit there for 5 minutes looking shit up. Like, you better have a stat block ready, and you better know what you're turning into for wild shape. For conjuring, you better have a stat block ready.
for for the creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah,
And I mean, I don't want to sound like crazy on you guys, but this has happened in the other campaign that I play in, and I'm tired of like taking 5 minutes on waiting for stat blocks and stuff. So if you're gonna do something,
That's why I was asking you. So
more
don't worry about it.
difficult.
yeah.
Do you know a small animal other than like a predator that has scent?
No, I'm like I said, I'm not big on
It's
monsters.
a little hard for wild shape because you don't
A
know
coon
what your
dog?
character knows.
He could
yet
look-
until you make your rolls.
Yeah, but he could have like a list of things that he could try out.
A what?
A coon dog.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Some kind of hound dog.
Badgers have scent.
A coon dog.
Dogs have scent.
Yeah, dog
Dogs,
is
yeah.
Basset
Okay.
hound.
Donkey rats have
Wow.
scent.
Does the
Any of the
animal have
local
scent?
dogs?
The
Foxes
Does
have
the,
scent.
A wiener dog.
do the rams have scent?
You don't know that with your current information.
Man.
A squid.
So do I need to roll for dog because it's pretty close to wolf? and it's
No,
pretty
you know what a dog is.
Okay. I say, all right then.
What's a
don't be
dog?
alarmed. I'm gonna turn into a hound dog or something.
Okay. So like what, like a bloodhound type of thing, or?
Before I do that, or no, wait. Hold on. Let me make sure I have shifter speech already. I think I do. Yes, I will do that.
Actually, rams do have scent. It's kind of funny.
What do?
I'm surprised. Rams have scent. I'm surprised, actually. I didn't think they would necessarily have it. Anyway, but so what are you gonna do here?
So I say, don't be alarmed, and I change into a dog.
This
And then
is-
I'm going to sniff around the area, try to pick up a scent that's not these rams.
He kind of like backs up a little bit, but he's, kind of calms down. Okay, so let's see. How does scent work exactly? So what are you trying to pick up? Just anything that smells weird? Or what?
Yeah, something that doesn't smell like these.
Sniff out hidden flows or track down the sense of smell. Creatures within the scent ability can identify familiar odors. Just assume you're still... Okay, can detect within 30 feet the sense of smell. This opponent is upwind.
And then I'm going to use track, I guess, because I think I can boost it. Boost
Okay.
track with this.
Can follow tracks by spell, making a wisdom survival check to follow the check. Okay. Okay, it is not a fresh trail, so I'm going to have to look up survival. Okay, so you're going to basically use survival in order to do this.